Hi. Can you all hear me? Hang on, let me just have a quick look here. MrMr. Send another email, same tune, but it's been mustard. Okay, let me just do that now. Have you sent it to me? Is that you? Yeah, hang on, I found it. Okay, hang on. Let's. Hang on. MrMr. Okay, I'll download that then. So that's a file. And let me change it in my notes. Okay. Done. Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. I said I would be here an hour ago. But I've been sat on the loo. Oh, So if I have to just rush off, you'll know why. Yeah, we're going to call this episode, it's not the demo drop, it's the demo dump. I think I'm okay now. I think I'm all right now. I think everything's gone. Yeah. I've got to, I can't lie about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I have to go, I'll have to just go. And I don't want it to, I'd rather be a little bit embarrassed than you guys think, oh, she doesn't like my tune or something. Fuck. Ugh. Yeah, well, I've been doing intermittent fasting for a little while, and I allowed myself some chocolate today and some flapjacks, and I don't think it agrees with me anymore because I've been eating very clean. And I was like, oh, I'd love a bit of flapjack, a bit of flapjacks and chocolate. No. Didn't like it. Risky farts ahoy. Yeah. Don't trust your farts when you get over 40. Yeah, I'm being sensible with it. I've lost over a stone now, and I do feel a lot better. But yeah, I just tried to like have some nice like stuff I used to eat, like my flapjacks and stuff, but my body was just like, it wasn't having it. So Boski says, if it makes you feel any better with my bad lungs, I coughed so hard the other day I shit myself. Wow. Yeah, there's going to have to be a lot of pressure for that to happen. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, I'm impressed. Quite frankly, this is where you can get hernias and stuff, though, isn't it? Like if you're not careful, you know, with the old coughing and stuff. Yeah. Hashtag IBS. Hashtag Crohn's disease. Hashtag toilet selfies. Everybody shits at the end of the day. Anyone that knows me on my other platforms will know that I do toilet selfies to bring light to this shit situation. Everyone does it. So, yeah. Welcome in, David Hart. I've not seen you for a while. I hope you're good. We've got quite a long show today. So I hope my bowels allow it. So if I do run off, you know why. You know what's happening. I've just had an Imodium. You know, one of those little melt things. Hi, JLF. Like, you wouldn't think it works, would you? Because it's just a tiny little thing. And you're like, no, that's not going to stop all of that. But it does. It does work. I didn't have any when I went to Sierra Leone. And on the way back, we had the flight from Sierra Leone to Charles de Gaulle. And then from Charles de Gaulle to England. And I was so bad. I had made the fatal mistake of running my toothbrush underneath the tap in the hotel and then realised and went, oh no, and then just shook it off and then put it in my mouth. That's all I did. And I had horrific, what's it called? Shits. Yeah. And out there, it's like, there's not a lot of toilets either, so you just got to go. And then on the way back, I remember going through Charles de Gaulle. Charles de Gaulle is probably one of the worst airports. Sorry, France, but it is. It's lovely, but it's massive. And once you're through security, if I wanted to go back through again to get to the pharmacy to find some Imodium, I would have missed my plane. But I was considering it because of how I felt. Hi, Malin. But yeah, it's not fun. It really isn't fun. I am feeling, do you know, talking about it's really helped. So thank you. Hello, DJ Wick. So we've got one of my tunes in that I've done with my good friend the Cat. So I'm going to be showing you that one. It's been really helpful. And this is something that I think a lot of you guys, I know that you'll all know this, but it's really, and I knew it, but it's really good to remind ourselves of this collaboration and the importance of collaboration. So what are the things that you guys think is important about collaborating? What's been helpful for you? Put it in the chat. For example, and I'll say a few that I found really helpful with collaboration is getting shit done. Not shit, doing that on my own, but finishing stuff, not staying in the editing mode, bouncing ideas off each other. And like with this track that we've made together, I'd say it wouldn't have happened if we weren't doing that together. Love collabs, always learn so much in a different way of thinking, says JLF. Yep. Oh, that's better. Using VSTs you wouldn't tend to look at. Yep. I wouldn't have got on my dream label without a collab. Cool. Oh, Ross, mate, just stick around, please, because you're going to learn absolutely loads here. Loads and loads and loads. But yeah, collaboration is something that I think I don't want, because I'm okay like in social situations in person for like a few hours, and then I feel like I just want to be on my own again. But then if I'm with the right person, then it's great. So sometimes it's the thought of collaboration and then like, oh God, yeah, the house is a mess. They've got to come round here. And then you get nervous, or they've got to get in the car and get to you. And, you know, then last minute they, you know, shit themselves and decide not to come or whatever. But honestly, get out your comfort zone with it and do some collaborations with people. Because, yeah, it is really helpful. Yeah, as long as it feels comfortable. Exactly, DJ Wick. Yeah, they do challenge you. Exactly, Josh. Collabs can bring out melodies that you would have never considered on your own. Yeah. Do you know, even the most simplest stuff, for the one that I've done with Kat, she and I both really love techno. So it was a very techno-inspired track in terms of like the work that I put into the drums and our love for rides, just rides. And in the last mix down that I did, that I sent over to her, the last but one, like I can hear stuff but I can't hear everything, and she heard stuff that I wasn't hearing, so it's about communication and listening and trusting each other. And she was like, I can't hear the rides the way it was when we were in your studio. And I was like, shit, yeah, because I balanced them in too much, but she wanted them out. And I went in and I just bumped them up just by 2 dB and brought them back out again. And yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't a collaboration. So sometimes, you know, having that extra pair of ears, I think, is really helpful. I think being honest with each other is quite difficult when collabing. You know, oh, that's nice. Oh, you know if someone doesn't like something. Oh, yeah. So that's an interesting statement. Do you know what I found as well is if there's two really good producers in the room, they might find it difficult like to work out who's having the driving seat with the track, if you know what I mean. I think it's that's less of a thing when you're both eager and you're both like wanting to explore what you can do together. But I have noted that in people that I know, and they're both really, really good producers, and they've both got like their own way of doing things. It can sometimes be, what's that saying? Too many cooks spoil the broth kind of thing. But yeah, being brave to say if you don't like something is important, definitely. And being able to articulate what you like and what you don't like is also very important. Do you prefer stems or the same door? So I prefer doing it in person, either at their studio or now they'll come over to my studio. It can be done online, and if so, a lot of people don't use FL Studio, so stems is fine. But don't you think that it's less dynamic, isn't it? Because if you're sending stuff over to that person and they're sending, there hasn't yet been a really good, like, to my knowledge anyway, a really good way of like having a project open that both people, actually I wonder if that's a thing, because we have like audio movers, don't we, like where you have the audio being really good quality, and there are services that will allow you to kind of use hardware in real time on your tracks. Does anyone know what I'm on about? Where you can just like, it'll be like robots that are moving the dials and stuff for you, and you can do that kind of thing. So I wonder if there is a way that you could have both of you working on the same project. Is that just a screen share? Is that just all that is? Not screen share, but like go to my PC or TeamViewer. That kind of thing. It's not called Fruity Loops anymore, Dr. You. Take that as disrespect. It is less dynamic, yeah. Yeah, but it's still a way to get it done, isn't it? Yeah, audio movers is cool. Maybe it would just be a case of using TeamViewer, but I don't know how laggy it is, even if it's a little bit laggy. And then would you need... No. Yeah, I just do in person, like just see people in real life. You know, go and touch some grass. Fuck's sake. Oh my god! Oh shit. No, don't worry, I haven't shit myself. I've just had a really like good idea. Oh, fucking, I wonder how far this is off, right? Okay. Listen to this. You know, like AI, and like I've recently made a track with Dave Gray, like just an AI engine called Suno.ai. But what if you have, like, in the future, everyone's got their own AI buddy, their own AI best friend, their own AI what's it called, assistant. Hello, Pete. And that AI assistant could be working on a track with you. But like in terms of it like sounding and being like a real person. The world's not ready for an AI Dave Gray. Oh my God. Or what if you could download, because this is possible now, because a lot of us live most of our lives online. So all of your kind of personality and stuff in the posts that you write and videos and stuff, it can all be like condensed into a personality per se. So when you die now, there will be like a collected version of you that can be put into an AI. So what if you had an AI version of you in the studio with yourself? And like how that would like bring up ideas. Synth GPT, yeah, Synth GPT is amazing. If anyone's not got Vital yet, I really, really recommend that you do. AI Mangina. But do you know what? I'm so excited for the AI side of things. I really don't think it's ever going to completely replace people or artists. Maybe in the music streaming aspect of things, or you know, using certain music for TikTok and background music and you know, that kind of thing. But I think we just have to adapt, don't we? But, you know, humans will always want to listen to what other humans have made. Kind of thing. Hi, Naughty Cat. Thank you for raiding. Sorry, Adam, you won't be able to put any thingies, any URLs. Oh, my belly. Can everyone go and follow Naughty Cat, please? Thank you very much. I saw that you were online earlier, but I was just starting my stream. I'm a bit poorly at the moment. I wonder if I am poorly. Or if it was just flapjacks. Huh. I don't know. I don't feel poorly. I'd feel a little bit sick. I don't know. I'm definitely not pregnant. Maybe I'm just allergic to flapjacks now. Oh, gosh. Flapjacks! Yes! Right, let's get on with the show. I'm just going to go and close the door because it's a bit cold. Okay, first track. We've got the awesome DJ Campbell. And this is Nothing There, Darwin and Chwhynny. Chwhynny. I love you too, girl. Okay, let's go. Let's freaking go, y'all.
I can hardly catch my breath. Catch my breath. my breath.
Okay, so DJ Campbell, not a stranger to this show or my DJ sets. Yeah, everything that you'd want from a donk track. I love that vocal. And I love the switch up in the middle. I like the way that it was kind of off, but like meaningfully off, and then switched back again. And I think there was even a key change in there as well. So, yeah. And as everyone was saying, very clean sounding. Yeah, like, it's so energetic, isn't it? Hello, paleontologist. Yeah, the key change was different. It wasn't like a normal key change, was it? Hi, Kat. Oh, Kat's in now. Yeah, like that for me is... it's an interesting bounce tune, because the problem is with bounce, if I have too many of them sent, I'll lose interest. And the other thing is, bounce music can hide behind the vocal, because it's all about like using a vocal from a big track or whatever. 9 times out of 10 it is, and it won't really matter that much. Or you can, let's just say, you can get away with a lot more when there's a great big vocal whacked over the top of something. And you find that a lot of them are quite similar, but this is different. This is different in a good way, and I really liked it. So yeah, make sure you go and follow DJ Campbell. He's not in at the moment. He's going to be gutted. Uplifting, yep, exactly. But yeah, I really like that one. Okay, next up is Bullet in the Gun, Alpha A's Hard House Bootleg. Here we go. Hi, Craigley. Hi. Okay, here we go.
I'll be by your side. Always dream that I'm yours and I'll dream you're mine. There's a bullet in the gun. There's a bullet in the gun, 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 gun. There's a bullet in the gun.
Okay, Alpha A, Bullet in the Gun remix. There is a definite moment in this. After the main drop, it felt like the kick and the bass and all the percussion and everything was just fitting. It just felt... I'm just going to have a listen back because I want to see if you've got a different bass line for that bit than you do for the intro and outro. Hang on a second. Yeah, you do. I thought so. So what's grabbed my attention is this part. The offbeat. No, it is the same. Yeah, I really like it. No, I really like it. I like the offbeat. I like it when I can hear it. No, I think what I'm hearing is the upliftingness of the synths and the lead that you've got in as well with it. I just think all of that works really, really nicely. Yeah, I like it. I think it works so well as a hard house tune. Yeah. I wanted it to sound a binary finery. Wanted it to sound a binary finery. Well, you've made it sound hard housey, but you've got the lift and the energy in there. you got some nice movement as well on the layers, on the lead layers. Filter, and maybe I think I can hear a bit of a phaser in there as well. Regarding the timing of the vocal, I personally don't mind it sounding like that, because the way that you've done it is it's caught up with itself. So I wonder if you are using Ableton by chance, because I've been having this conversation with Kat about using warp markers and timing acapellas and stuff in Ableton, and how it's quite different to how I would do it, for example, in FL Studio. I've used Ableton a lot when I was at uni. I do still use it now for certain bits and pieces, but I do find it can be laborious with the audio, with the warp markers. I use Reason. Wow. And the time stretching is not great for vocals. Okay, well, you made it work. And it's just because we are so used to hearing that vocal sounding a certain way and hitting on a certain downbeat, but you've modified it enough to, you know, have it sort of like there's a bullet in a gun. So you've found a downbeat for it. So it stop it, Richie. Stop it, you keep putting me off. Oh. So I don't mind it, but it might scrunch, but it might throw some people off. But do you know what? Like, the rest of the tune stands up really well. I really like it. I think it's mixed down really well. So it was close enough. It was close enough. It was not off-putting. I thought, yeah, I agree. I really like it. And this is a free download, gang. So I'm going to give you the free download link in the chat now. Go and get it. Thanks. Yeah, a lot of these tracks are exercises in mixing and mastering. Brilliant that you see it in that way. Really, really good that you see it in that way. Yeah, you have to let stuff go eventually as well. You can't keep like going back to projects and, you know, reworking them to death. You've just got to be like, okay, well, this is it. And then move on to the next project, taking on board what you've learnt in the last one, and applying it to the next one. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Sometimes you'll feel like you're going backwards. Then there's the whole thing of the pit of learning, where when you learn new stuff, fucking hell, it feels like you've gone completely backwards again. Completely. And then you overdo it, and then you bring it back again, and then you forget techniques that used to work, and it's just a cycle, isn't it? So yeah, everyone get their hands on a copy of that. Thank you for sending it in, mate. Thank you. Okay, next up we've got DJ MrMr and We Are Not Machines, and this is the new one that you've just sent me. Hi, Sarek. Hi. Mate, okay, Goltar dude, you are so right there. So we talk a lot about the philosophy of making music, sometimes the technical stuff, but sometimes the philosophy. And I always say that the journey in music production, not for everyone, but for some artists, it's also something that runs parallel with a personal journey in so many ways. It's such a journey of self-discovery and self-analysis and self-awareness. Yeah. Hi, Incredibase. You're welcome, Alpha A, and thank you for subscribing again. Thank you. Okay, so DJ MrMr, here we go.
You and I were built for the same purpose. me the girl. No. You really should. You and I were built for the same purpose. We don't teach. I came from a future like that. It failed. I know it's strange. Why not just let me have it?
Because we're not machines, you metal motherfucker. We're not machines. Metal motherfucker.
Just let me have it.
Because we're not machines, you metal motherfucker.
So there we go. That was Mr. We Are Not Machines. Mods, where are you? Can you do me a favour, please? I can't find my my mod settings at the moment, and I need you to remove someone from the stream, please. Thank you. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't have the switch to non-mod settings. Show mod icons. There we go. Okay, Richie's like, who is it? Hang on. It's probably easier if I try and find it now. Okay, delete message, timeout, ban. There we go. There we go. Is this tune aimed at Elon Musk? Maybe. Maybe. He's just saying. No, you're not even trolling. Like, it was pathetic. I don't even remember what he said. This is you are ass. This is dog shit. Yeah, it's just so silly. So silly. It's just not helpful, is it? I just can't be bothered with it anymore. So it's just a child. It's just a child thinking that they're funny. It is kind of funny, but like not here. Not here. Yeah. I think because we've got the mature thingy on as well. They're like, oh, got to be 18 to go in there. And then like they'll know that they can get away with saying swear words and stuff. But yeah, it's just part of the job, isn't it? We've got enough shit in the stream tonight. I know, right? Oh, for those of you that don't know, if I do have to run off, I've had a dicky tummy all day. So I feel a lot better now. MrMr, I really like this tune. I really like the lead sound that you've got there. I don't know if you've got like a comb filter that you're automating on that or something, but I really like that effect on it, or like a phaser or something. It sounds really, really pricks my ears up. And I think someone even said in the chat that it was almost neurofunky. So neurofunk being a kind of like offshoot of D&B. I love neurofunk. They say that anyone that's got like who's neuro atypical likes those kind of sounds, or they're like, yeah. Oh, phaser, FL stock phaser. Wow, it almost sounded like a comb filter. Neuro-atypical funk. Hi, fat man. So it was just a phaser on it. Well, it sounded really cool. Really, really cool. That's amazing that you got that from an FL stock plugin. Yeah. So there you go. It's just there are, very simple things can give really, really good results. Yeah, they can, fat man. You're right. Yeah. I really liked it. I loved all the sounds. It was very energetic. This particular style of hard house. I do play some of this. Like when I'm in the right mood for it, I will play like this kind of, what do I call it? Very hard house or hard energy kind of style. But it's not something that I have much of an opinion on in terms of like how it's been made, because I've never made it before. But I do like it. I do like the sound. I go up when it's not something that I would technically know how to make myself. I just go off how it's making me feel, and it just made me feel like, fucking come on, let's fucking go, meow meow meow, and that's a good thing. Yes, David Hart, you're completely right there. Just goes to show you don't need all the plugins in the world. You just need to know what they do properly. Now, it's funny that Fat Man's just brought this up. I need a piss. I'll go for a wee in a second, because the next track is going to be mine and Kat's track. Fat Man's mentioned about Silence. Me and Guy were just talking in the kitchen literally just a few hours ago about Silence and how neither of us use it anymore. I have so many presets for it, and I used to use it. It helped me to learn subtractive synthesis. because it's a very, very easy synth to use. It's very easy to understand how to like reverse engineer presets and learn how things work. But it is very, very, very dated now. And the sounds in it probably wouldn't stand up. I mean, I'm saying this like as the conversation that me and Guy had, and our opinion was that we probably wouldn't use it. I mean, I've not used it in a project for years, but I still have it. I don't think I'd want to get rid of it though, but I wouldn't. I don't really use it, but maybe I'd use it for like a layer or something, or for an idea. But there's so much since we looked into it, and I think we discovered that it was 17 years old since the first Sylenth came out. It's very dated now, and there are synths out there that will give you such a good sound. Yeah, and Massive as well. I've had Massive for a long time and not used it. Sylenth 2, yeah, they didn't do a lot. We talked about that as well, about the update with Sylenth 2. I think they just added like an extra what did they add to it? They added like an extra LFO or something, or like a little side panel thing for I don't know, I can't remember. Viper is underrated, yeah. Yeah, I showed Cat Vital, and Guy showed me Vital as well. I learnt Vital pretty quickly. Vital, I'd say you guys should definitely go and get it. It's free as well. But don't let this put you off using Sylenth, because Sylenth is very good at helping you to learn subtractive synthesis, which is the most basic of synthesis. But if you understand that, it will really help you on like learning things like operator on Ableton, like FM synthesis and spectral synthesis, wavetable synthesis, all of those other things that if you understand the fundamentals of Sylenth, then it will hold you in good stead, and you won't be scared of other synths. So Adam says, I still use Sylenth for my hard trance leads. Well, I really like your hard trance leads, so there is a good reason to still use Sylenth. There you go. Kat says, oh my gosh, Vital is so good. Yeah, so we've used Vital in our track, and I'm going to put it on now because I need to go and have a wee. So yeah, here is our song. We used Vital in this track as well. So yeah, I hope that you like it. This is the first time it's been played all the way through, and you guys are going to hear it. Yeah, it's going to be out soon. So this is the pre-master anyway, but when we'll be getting it back soon from the mastering place, John Doe. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. There you go. That's our new song. I've never made that style of hard house before. I've always kind of like shied away from making a lot of hard house, mainly because my standards are really, really high when I make it. And I've been making a lot of techno and hard techno. But the only other times when I've made hard house has been when I'm making like a fun tune. So I made like that It's That Time remix and then like some Christmas Wambageddon stuff. So having Kat in the studio, and Kat has been making some amazing music. She has like a whole album, if not 2 albums worth of music she's done on her own. And like I've seen such an improvement in her stuff, and I love the sound that she's got with her own stuff. And I just knew that getting her in the studio with me would be massively helpful for me as well. I remember at the beginning we were talking about collaboration and how it can be important because of ideas. Now, part of the issue with a lot of people, and this is my problem, is I am so in my head, like when it comes to music production. I know a lot of things. I know the technical stuff. I've had a lot of training as well with uni, but like it was always very, very, very important that I get a really good sound, which is a great, goal to have. But also in the process of that, it's important not to forget creativeness and being free in your expression. And sometimes it can be difficult to get the two to work together. So having someone like Kat in the studio for me has been really, really helpful in terms of like an idea and bouncing ideas off each other, and having I hate using the word now because it's so overused, but having a safe space for ideas to be like considered and talked about without feeling stupid or like your idea is going to be shot down. Excuse me. My body hates me today. I'm so sorry. What was that? Oh my God. So having her in the studio has just been really, really helpful. And yeah, we're going to be doing some more tracks together. So yeah, the acid came from Psycon, is it? And it was the first time I've used Psycon in a tune in a project, because I always use my Roland Cloud 303. Now I got so I can't say that word. Psycon, that one. And the reason why I like it is I was in the studio with Paul Norris, Agent Jack, and he was using it. And I was like, why are you using that? Why aren't you using a normal 303? And he told me why. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was something to do with like it's a bit more. I can't remember the word he used, but it like stood out more than like your traditional 303, which I get now. Like with the normal 303, you might need to add more like into the chain afterwards, but with this Psycon thing, it's maybe it's easy to program. I'm used to programming a 303 and my TD3, so it has more character. That's a good way of putting it. But I guess it is also easy to program as well. It had some better presets, like more like up to date or different kind of presets. Less organic, heads up. The Psycon, whatever it is, I'd say it's less organic, but that can be a good thing because it kind of like cut through a lot more. But I'll always use my traditional 303, probably for the techno and that kind of thing. But it depends how you're sitting it in the track. If you're going to use it as like a layer, then you could just use a 303, a normal 303, because you don't have to worry about when you're racking up the filter cut off, it losing any body in the mids and the low mids. But with Psycon, whatever it's called, it seemed to fill up the frequency spectrum a lot more. So it was like, this needs to be like a character on its own, not seen as being a layer instrument. Yeah, the distortion, yeah, it had like rat. Now I want to get a rat pedal for my TD3, but it has the rat distortion emulator on this Psycon, which I thought was great. So yeah, I really liked it. But yeah, I'm glad that you like the tune. It's going to be thingied soon, mastered. And yeah, thank you, Kat. Thank you. We make a good team. And honestly, guys, you need to go and check out Kat's other stuff that she's made. What was your small note, Fat Man? Let us know. Bring the stabs that come in after they drop up a little bit when they come back in, so they get a little lost. Do you know what? It's funny you should say that, because I was thinking that. It's because I've put a transition filter up and down on it. And I actually did think that, but I left it how it was. So it's interesting that you've picked up on that. But yeah, there is like, I set it back with a low pass filter. But yeah, I'll take that on board for the next track. But yeah, it's interesting that you picked up on that as well. Yay, love you, Kat. Yeah, for anyone that's just got here, if I do have to run off, then you know I feel so sicky. I just feel like, ugh. But I'm okay. I'm okay. It might do, Fat Man. Yeah, it might do. Next, we've got the Overseer, and this is Mad as Hell.
Go to the window, open it, stick your head out and yell, I'm get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore! Stick your head
Oh, those drums, mate, so nice. Even when the bass comes out, like, you can just hear that gated kick rumble underneath. Yeah, it sounds so nice. So nice. Yeah, I really liked it. So, C. James says, I like the tune, but I don't like the Hoover squelch in it. Cool. I liked it. I can understand that it's not for everyone. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was very expressive. The vocal, isn't it Charlie Chaplin? Yeah, it would be something that I would play out. And someone else mentioned HTE, sending it over to them. Yeah. How is the bass so clean with such a large kick, though? I know, right? That's experience. That's finishing music and then moving on to another song. That's what happens when you complete something and you listen back. Must have some serious compression. If you mean compression is in like side chaining, sure. Has a lot of automation on the low end. Cool. Let's have another listen to it. I want to have another listen to that. Yeah, I don't know if you've like got some layers on your kick there. I can hear that, the click. And even like with the bass, that bass isn't particularly low. So it's not going to be taking up the lows. But it is saturated and it does sound full. Quite buzzy. So yeah, it makes sense that would work. But yeah, it still takes, you know, a lot of time and attention to be able to do that. And to carve out those spaces. But yeah, LFO tool or whatever it is that you use. I'm sorry. Very, very helpful. I wouldn't say like compression in terms of compressing a sound, unless it was compressing layers of a kick on a kick bus or something to get everything to gel together. Even then, I don't use a lot of that. Side chain compression, yeah, okay, cool. See, this is the thing. Like, there's so many words and terminology that mean different things, or the same things, but it's a different word. Like, one example that gets me is attack. Like, on compression, if you have a longer attack, then the sound is so a short attack on like a kick means it's like more snappy, but then you use attack the opposite way round in compression. So if you have a longer attack, it will take longer for the sound to be compressed or lowered in volume. So that always like blows my mind, like that same word. I know it's two different like things. It's one is synthesis and one is for compression, but you have to, I just remember in the early days, it was like, oh, short attack. No, short attack's just for if you want like a click on your synth or like a pitch envelope or something like that. But then having a longer attack on the compression meant that more sound gets through before it is compressed and lowered in volume. And that like was like, it's just because it's the same word, but it's used in a different way. And then some synths will have attack, decay, sustain and release. And then some will have attack, hold, decay, sustain, release. And I'm like, well, what's that one do? What's it doing? Yeah, so a short attack on a compressor will take out your kick's transient click. Yeah, exactly. But so it's the same word, but you having to remember to like not use it in the same way every time. Then there's up and down compression. Yeah, an attack gets really confusing. Yeah, it's like OTT. Vital, by the way, has got like an OTT built into it, which is quite cool. And get some quite cool. So like, is that like expansion? So it's kind of like an expander and a compressor at the same time. Yeah, it can be. I just, if I am going to use OTT, I would use it parallel, just so I don't overdo it. I just heard a techno song a couple of days ago that had lyrics saying attack, sustain, decay, release. Really? Oh. But yeah, it can be very confusing. All the different words. I really rate Gain Match plugin for dialing in compression, as it's an awesome auto gain and only about 15 quid. Thank you, Day. Gain Match. So, yeah, but what about auto gain? Like, I've got auto gain on Pro Q3 and on Pro C2. What's the difference between that and using Gain Match? Can you let me know? Also, I need to have a word with you lot. I need to have a proper word with someone. Who is it who said that Voxengo span, if you leave it on the master, you are in trouble? Yeah, someone is. No, you're not. You're really not. But we did have this discussion about Voxengo span. Spectrum analyzer, and someone said that if you don't take it off the master, it can change the sound of the entire project, so you have to take it off the master. And I was a bit like, what? And then someone else kind of said the same thing, and they like confirmed this belief system of taking Voxengo's span off the master because and someone said that Digital Mafia said that it's a thing. So Boski says, wasn't it David Jackson who said that to someone? Apparently so. Now, I told this to Guy, because Guy uses it as well. Guy went and A-B'd it and checked to see if it actually does do anything. And he said that it didn't. It didn't change a fucking thing. So what I think's happened is somebody's got confused with Voxengo's span and probably something like Sonarworks. Now, I know that if you use Sonarworks on your PC, on your project, that if you don't turn that off when you render, then yeah, it will change the sound, because that's what that plugin's designed to do. So I'm just wondering if anyone, whoever it was that said it, was just getting that confused with span. There you go, Control 4. Yeah. But just to let everyone know, because I know a lot of people do use span, me included, that Guy did do an A/B test on it, and there wasn't anything that it didn't do anything. But all it is a spectral analyzer, so it doesn't have any function to change the sound. It's just showing you what the sound is doing. So it might be that someone's got it confused with something like Sonarworks, where you definitely do need to switch it off, turn it off the master or whatever. So you must have a good room, Dave. Sonarworks has just been wow to me. I haven't used it. Sonarworks can suck my Johnson, says Boski. Yeah, I'm used to the sound of my room now. One thing I would recommend, and something that's been recommended to me, is getting a sub. I haven't got a sub speaker in here yet. And I do kind of find that when I take anything that I've made in this studio, render it and then take it up to Guy's studio so that he can have a listen, it always sounds like there's a lot less bass, and there's two reasons for that. I don't have a sub for one, and the second reason is my Mackie monitors are very close to the back wall, and there is a setting on the back of them to change if it's close to a wall or hanging on a wall or away from a wall. But there is a thing where the bass frequencies are reflecting off the side of my room, coming straight back at me because I'm in a triangle here, and it feels like there's much more bass in here than there is. So it always ends up with me not having enough bass in stuff once I've rendered it and gone somewhere else to listen to it, like in the car or whatever. But you just get used to it. You get used to the way that your room works, and you'll adapt to it, or just wear headphones or whatever. So Boski says there's a certain sweet spot where your sound centralizes between your speakers in the room. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know? Oh my God. Oh, fucking hell. Right. I figured something else out by accident when Kid Dynamo gave me a dual compressor. So I set up the dual compressor and I bought like a 4-in, 4-out audio interface for it and stuff. And in the middle of doing that, I started to like realize something about 1/4-inch jacks. I was like, shit, I've been using some mono 1/4-inch jacks and some stereo ones without realizing. I just fucking, just put them in wherever. And I did some research into it, and I found that the stereo ones are, this might be wrong, so don't quote me, one of them is louder than the other. So like, I would say like the mono one would be like louder, but if you use a stereo 1/4-inch jack, which I was using one stereo and one mono. So one stereo 1/4-inch jack was going from my output on my audio interface into my left monitor, and the mono one was going into the right monitor. And the problem with the stereo one was that it was lower in volume by like a lot, like at least 2 to 4 decibels. So what that was translating as was I would have been overcompensating, in my final mix downs for stuff. It didn't seem to make too much difference, but like when I found that out, I was like, shit, like one side was definitely lower in volume than the other, and that's not good if you want to have a balanced mix. But I didn't think. I just was just like putting in fucking 1/4-inch jack cables. That one will do. That one's got an extra ring on it. I didn't know about tip ring sleeve shit. Like you don't until you make a mistake. So much to learn. Yeah, generally speaking, you want to hook up mono stuff with mono wires. Do you know what my thought process was, though? I thought if it's stereo, then it's definitely going to be mono. Like, it worked. I didn't, if I had 2 stereo ones in both of them, it wouldn't have even mattered. But there was one mono and one stereo. So, yeah, it's just one of them things. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that because it might help someone else. Next, we've got Wardy, and this is a remix of Morgan Seatree, Follow You. There we go. It's just a radio edit that I got sent, but what a tune! How cool is that? So clean, great vocal, so energetic, well arranged. Yeah, it got a nice old school feel to it. Yeah, very Scouse housey, but definitely modern and up to date. Very commercial sounding, and I mean that in a good way as well. And I think that you know, that's the kind of thing that will be played in all of the top places. So old. Good contemporary music. Yeah, I really liked it. And yeah, make sure you go and follow Wardy, please. Thank you, gang. Oh, have you heads up? Good. Yes, it's very your kind of style, this. 100%. Yeah, I really liked it. I hope it's finished now. I'm going to grab a copy of that. You've been exchanging production chats. Oh, it's getting serious. Wow. It's the best thing though, isn't it? You know, when you're a bit like socially unkempt. You don't need to say like small talk anymore. You can just talk about plugins and shit and like what you put on your Leeds bus group. It's great, isn't it? Oh. Next up we've got Adam Schofield, and this is Remnants. go, Adam Schofield, Remnants. I love the ideas behind this. I love the emotion and the expression. You've got it down. Hi-hats are a bit high in the mix, and I think there's a bit too much saturation on them. They're a little bit shrieky. I think someone else has mentioned it in the in there as well. I think just bringing them down a touch is all that's needed, though. I don't think you'd need to necessarily take off any saturation, if there is saturation. It sounds like there might be. Just bringing him down a little bit. The left and right phasing part is a tiny bit aggressive. I liked that. It reminded me of a lot of old school trance. It's got that phasing, like a phaser or a flange effect over like that part of the track. But I'm not wearing headphones, so it might be different in headphones. Yeah, listening in headphones is different, but it's also good to have a little listen. Have a little listen in headphones. Have a little listen in mono. Have a little listen in the car when you're going very far on a journey. Have a little listen on your phone. Have a little listen in your shower. Have a little listen in the toilet when you need to have another shit. Have a little listen in the kitchen. Have a little listen at your dad's house. Have a little listen through a TV. Have a little listen on... That's enough listening. Have a little listen in a mirror. Have a little listen in a mirror. Ha! Yeah. I just have a little listen. Yeah, like don't worry about the song. Like listen to the words. You know, I'm thinking I'm gonna need to go make this into a silly song now. Definitely, but yeah, have a little listen on different formats, in different rooms. You know. Sorry. Oh, where were we? Yeah, like that's really the only thing I'd say. Just maybe just another mix down. Like all of that is just so like editing mode stuff. The main thing is what you got down there was the expression and the feel. You remember I was mentioning this earlier about marrying the technical aspect of being an artist with the ideas and the blue sky thinking and the expression and the creativity. It's a difficult balance, but it is achievable. Sometimes you do need to have a little listen, Adam. Go and have a little listen. I think you all need to go and have a little listen. Quite frankly. Have a little listen in the car. Have a little listen in your kitchen. Have a little listen. Have a little listen. Have a little listen in your headphones. Yeah, having a break for a couple of days, very important. Does anyone else still have the urge to put something out on SoundCloud straight away after you've like been making it, or no? I definitely stop myself from doing that. I might like put a tiny preview up, but I will not do it on the phone camera. I'll make sure it's done on on OBS, just so it's like lossless quality, because like when you're doing it on a phone, it's never going to sound like how it is sounding in the studio, and you don't want to put the idea out there and then like you lose interest and other people lose interest and you're like, oh, because you might know how it sounds like properly, but if you are going to do it, then like maybe like think about like doing it from the computer using OBS, or just leaving it until you've allowed yourself some time. What I mean by that is like when you give it out to people as well, when you start giving out a track, because you guys are actually really good. I don't very often get new versions of stuff. The only time that happens is like if you've had it mastered. And it's not a problem. You just tell me at the beginning of the show and I'll swap it out. Are FLAC files as good as WAV format? Good question. FLAC, I believe, thank you, Dr. U. FLAC is the same as WAV, but FLAC files don't take up as much room. So, for example, if you had a WAV file of a really long recording, and in this really long recording, there was a point in it where there was no sound. Like it was just like quite silent. A WAV would be a massive file regardless. But I believe like with FLAC, it's kind of like dynamic. So it will know that it's not completely lossless. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was lossless. So we're learning. But yeah, it won't be as big a file size. Cool, I didn't know that. No flack from FLAC. Adam really liked this tune. It's a compression format. It's just more forgiving than MP3. Thank you, heads up. Yeah, I didn't know. Thank you for sending this in, Adam. And yeah, I really liked it. Just give it another mix down and it was going to be good to send off somewhere. But yeah, it was really nice to listen to. And I love your stuff anyway, so keep sending it in. Thank you. Next we've got Control 4, and this is Cookie. Let's have a little listen to Control 4. Control 4. Have a little listen to... I'm muting myself, but I'm still singing. Yeah. Oh, Control 4 Cookie. Really, really, really great tune. And as someone said in the chat as well, it's a very difficult genre to get right. Thank you, Joe. Oh, thank you, Danny. Yeah, I really like this. I really, really like this. It was let's just say, like, in a certain frame of mind, I would really like to listen to this in headphones. So much going on, all of the sounds, again, like, probably for the same reasons that I like Neurofunk. I like this kind of music, this kind of psytrance, because it tickles my brain. You know what I mean, don't you? It's psytrance. This is, yeah, it's psytrance, this. And it's almost like a brain massage. And there's a good reason why people like to listen to this on psychedelics, because it unbelievably helpful to have this kind of music on in those kind of altered states of mind. It's just one of the best. I'm not pro drugs, I'm pro choice, by the way, but one of the most interesting deep dives into self knowledge. Yeah, and for whatever reason it is, there must be like biological reasons why, psychological reasons why, but it's just amazing. And I had to copy and paste the synopsis that Control 4's put in the write-up. Emerging from a studio nestled in the vibrant, eclectic backdrop of Ontario, Canada, this psytrance track is a unique sonic exploration that reflects both the natural beauty and the cutting-edge technological landscape of its origin. Ontario, I'm saying it wrong, aren't I? Ontario, with its bustling urban centres and vast untouched wilderness, provides a dualistic inspiration that breathes life into the track, weaving together the organic and the synthetic, the ancient and the futuristic. Wow. What did you just say then? What did you just say? I was inspired to make this track when you played my last one here and you said you expected more. Oh my God, did I say it like that? I wouldn't have said it like that. Surely not like a teacher. I would have expected more from you. But I'm glad that you listened. Do you mean like I would have meant like the track to have gone further or something? It's funny how music is so powerful considering human hearing is garbage in terms of our senses. Yeah. I sent you away with homework. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you didn't take it in a bad way. I certainly wouldn't have meant it in a bad way in the slightest. But it's perfect. This is a perfect psytrance tune as far as I'm concerned. I love it. It's the kind of stuff that I like to listen to along with Electric Sheep visuals. Control 4 said, no, Amber, it gave me the inspiration I needed. I'm so grateful that you've said that. I would feel awful if it would have like hit in any other way. So thank you. Hello to the direct MC. Yeah, send it over. There is a bit of a backlog though. We have got a full thing in tonight, so it's going to be about 2 or 3 weeks time. But please send it over. I'd love to hear it. And welcome in. I think music has an emotional impact due to a higher state of consciousness compared to animals, with the exception of whales and dolphins. And some species of birds. Maybe. Have you seen what cows do when people like go into a field. There was like a jazz band, I think, or something, and they went in and started playing to like cows, and the cows were like mooing. It's crazy how it's like the thing that does bring us back all together. Music's like cows chase me, says CJ. Yeah, music is. I don't know what it is. It's everything. It's everything and nothing at the same time. It's like it's there and then it's gone. Like when you listen to music, you literally have to be in the moment because it's only in this one moment that you can hear it. Isn't it? Does that make sense? Maybe all art's like that though, like looking at something. Have a little listen. Stop it! I forgot about that. Fuck. Have a little listen. Have a little listen in the morning. Frequencies and vibrations control the way we feel regardless of the species. Yeah. So much stuff. I've been through so many like belief systems with this kind of thing as well, like the 432 hertz thing, and how apparently Hitler made everything 44.1 when it should be something else, and then like that turned out to be bollocks. Like it's very confusing. It can be very confusing, but I do think that if you are an artist and you get into learning about that kind of thing, solfeggio tones and even like alpha, beta, theta waves, delta, gamma waves, all that kind of stuff, and binaural beats, all of that kind of shizzle, it's really, really interesting. And the jury's still out on a lot of it. Like I'm very obsessed with Egypt and what the fuck the pyramids were for, and you know, like the vibrational aspect of what that was for. Does music also cause ASMR? Does music also cause ASMR? It's linked to it, isn't it? It's linked to it. It's to do with us as humans. It's our interpretation of sound waves because of the way that the ear works. And I mean, it's an interesting topic because listening to music isn't a survival skill. So the fact that we've adapted to, you know, look at flowers and make art and listen to music and find it like helpful in whatever way as something that's further than a survival, a need to have, you know, that ability. It's very interesting. ASMR is also a visual thing. Yeah, I guess. Some of it is, isn't it? Binaural beat. I like binaural beats. Finding out with spectrum autism. Yeah. Yeah, you lot are weird. You are so fucking weird. Oh my god. Years ago, we would have all been locked away talking about things like this. Yeah, I don't think it was aliens either. I used to think it was Aliens Day, like with the pyramids, but I think now it was an ancient civilization that got wiped out through something like the youngest Dryas. Is it called the youngest Dryas? You know, where we have like a very cold and then a very warm, or very warm and then very cold period of the earth, and everyone gets wiped out, everything resets and we start again. Yeah, that's where I think the pyramids came from. It was an ancient civilization, much wiser than us in a lot of ways. Younger Dryas, yeah. I think that we've kind of lost our way in many ways, sadly, but I don't think it's impossible for us to come back, and one of the ways to come back from it is definitely through music. Joe Ventura, oh my god, hi guys, if you're not already following Joe Ventura, please go and give him a follow. He's awesome. He's asked me to do a remix as well. I need to go and have a listen to the parts. It's on my to-do list. Thank you, mate. Hi. We're just talking about aliens. Aliens. I wonder what kind of music aliens would make. Next up, we've got Boski. And this is called Let's Cook. So there we go, Boski, let's cook. Love the name, by the way. Very, very clean. Everything sounded like it had its place sonically. The kick was just punching out beautifully, like with this style of hard house, all about that kick. Bass sitting nicely alongside it as well. And I like the bells kind of sound because it needed to have something different or something that's going to prick my ears up, especially because there's no bass progression. It's all on one level. And I know that that's stylistic of this genre because it's about the relentless forward motion. And I don't think it's got a change in the bass line anyway. Not that I recall. Didn't need it. But I liked that bell sound because I've not heard a bell sound like that in this style of hard house since, like, maybe Dreams. Yeah, loads of energy. I think I know you haven't finished it yet, but there could be another section. It needed something else coming in there. My rule of thumb with this style is like every 16 bars, I'll have a change up. Something comes in, something comes out. So, yeah. It's one of my favourites that you've done. Definitely. You've got the kick in the bass down, mother liquor. But yeah, I liked it. That's the style though, isn't it? It's not about musicality. It's about like ugh. Defo the Vox I want to add might pop in a second mini break, maybe. Yeah. The main thing is, like, this is just a great starting point. I mean, it's not really even a starting point, but like if I had this in a project and then I went away from it for a bit and then I rediscovered it, that's happened to me literally today. I've gone through projects just like going, oh, there's got to be something like that I've missed, and there was loads, and I'm like, fucking hell, like, but you don't think it's a good idea, like 100% because you're too in it, and then you leave it for like a few weeks, sometimes a few months, sometimes even a year. But this is something that you can just pick up again once you're ready to do the next part of it. There's no point just trying to finish stuff just for the sake of getting it done and out there. Sometimes it's best to let it cook, like the name suggests. Let it cook. Let the ideas come to you on a fresh pair of ears, in a fresh mood, when your mind is in a different place. What's that thing that Einstein says? You can't be in the same space as the problem to get the answer. I'm paraphrasing, but you know what I mean. Yeah, go and have a shit. Whatever. Sometimes for me, I find being around water really helps. So if I go and have a bath, change my clothes, go for a walk, I'll just leave the fucking studio for a little bit and not be so, can't do it now. No. What does it need? Like, just fucking chill out. Just go away for a bit. Be fine. It'll still be there when you come back. Go to bed. And then you come back the next day and it's like, why does it all sound really tinny? And just because you EQ'd it to fucking put saturation on everything again. No, you don't want to do that. It will come when it is ready. And yeah, you've got a great. I would at this point, if this was my tune and I got to this point, I'd be like, right, bank it there, and then I'll get back to it on a fresh mindset. And I know for a fact that whatever you do, I don't have any suggestions because I want to see what you do with it. So you could take it in a few directions at this point, but the main thing is that kick and bass and the percussion is just sounding epic. And I love those bell sounds. So yeah, well done, mate. Have a little listen in the morning. Have a little listen in a few days. Have a little listen in the night. Have a little listen in the morning when your ears don't have fatigue. Have a little listen in the evening. Have a little listen in the noon. I'm going to have to make a song out of that now. Have a little listen. Yeah. Oh, God. It's a curse. And it's a gift. It won't switch off though. My head is still going, have a little. Fuck's sake. Okay. Next up we've got Andy Paterson featuring Giro, Superdeep. There we go, Andy Paterson featuring Giro, Superdeep. Really nice, I'm going to say progressive, but I don't mean as if it's progressive trance. I mean, it had a progression in there. It reminded me a lot of Cafe Del Mar in that it has that repetitive melody line. And then the bass line moves around it. And that's the power in doing that, is keeping the solidity of this track by having that on the same, staying the same and being repetitive, moving the bass line around it, creating expression and like leading into a resolution and then back again, which is something that happens in Cafe Del Mar, and it makes it not boring. You know, you don't get bored of that sound. And then I think you've got some automation happening around it as well. But I like the fact that you kept it in for most of it. That you didn't change any of the notes on it. You just kept them as they were, and then moved the bass line around it. The progression of it, and yeah, I liked that about it. And yeah, I liked the kick in the bass just sound well put together. The breakdown, I thought maybe was slightly too long, but I really think that when I say that's possibly subjective. I'm thinking in terms of on a dance floor, would people get it? And I think the right dance floor, they probably would. Maybe just having like a radio version or something like that, something that would be longer breaks for trance are fine, aren't they? But I think maybe part of me saying that is just because we do live in a world now where things are just getting songs are getting shorter. Excuse me, but I did really like it. Really nice track. So yeah, please guys go and follow Andy Paterson. Yeah, and ask if they want to go for a ciggy soon. Yeah. So I've got thank you for sending it in, mate. I've got the master back of my melodic techno track, Metal. So I'm going to play that one to you guys now, and I hope that you like it. I did a lot of automation on the synthesis side of things on this, and of course, like I love to use a lot of I take a lot of time into my drums as well and percussion. So it's not really trance, it's more techno, because I do kind of like lean heavily into the drums and stuff. But I also love melodies, and I also love sound design. So I used Avenger for this, and I love using Avenger. It has a great set of like wavetables in there. So I automated the points of the wavetable in this, and then set up to a macro for the release, and even volume when it gets a little bit like gnarly, saturation, and filter cut off as well. So yeah, I'm going to play you my latest one that's going to be coming out on my label, and this is Metal. Yeah, that's metal. Metal was just like, it was just, you know what it's like when you're trying to name projects, but you don't even know what it's going to be. But you have to name it something, don't you? And my only thought process at the time of going into this project was I wanted to do something like industrial techno sounding. So I thought if I put the word metal, it would remind me to do that. And I did, like within the percussion and the one shots and stuff, I kept it kind of sounding like industrial. And then from that point, the rest of it kind of grew. And then I was like, well, I'm so used to hearing it called metal now, I'll just keep it as metal. And then it won't confuse me when I go looking through all the project files on my computer as well. But there's really not a lot going on in this track. The main thing was, I spent a lot of time on the drums, and then the rest of it was the evolving of the sounds within that main riff. So that is all one VST. I've used Avenger for it. And then really near the end, there is a higher sound that comes in and just mimics the same notes, but just on a higher level. But out of fear of ruining what I already had or not getting what I wanted from that higher level, I just did a new instance of Avenger. Because it was quite complicated in how I was connecting the macros to all the different things. I had different effects chains for different oscillators, and even in the end of all of that, it still needed something. So I used Hi Stump Meow. I used a tiny bit of saturation, Saturn 2. On the high mids, but tiny bit, just a tiny bit, just for a little bit of texture. And yeah, I was really happy with how it turned out. I've not really used wavetable synthesis before, and I liked the sounds that I was getting from it, cycling through the wavetable, and that's what allows you to keep a project simple. Instead of adding more and more stuff, just use what you've got already there. But the power of automation is insane, and allowing you to evolve sound. But yeah, have a little listen. I hope you had a little listen to that one. Thank you very much. Sorry. But yeah, that'll be out on one of my labels soon, so I'm glad you guys like it. Welcome in, Stump Meow. Next up, we've got ID HDLM. go. That's ID and HDLM. Just want to say a quick hello to Torianne. Thank you very much for raiding. I hope you had a great stream. One of my amazing students there. Love you, babe. Yeah, welcome in, raiders. This is the demo drop. You started with trance, ended up with bounce. Always the way. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I hope you had a really good. Stream, darling. Yeah, guys, please get following Torianne, please. Christian's in. Hi, mate. Yeah, I love all the ideas in this. I think you've got a lot of ideas in here, and I think you've got them working really well with each other. The one thing that is I think could be improved is the kick. I think the kick has a kind of like a drum to it. I don't know if you've got some kick layers going on, or it might be maybe the click of a loop or the hi-hats or something. No worries, David. See you soon. But it feels like it could be a little bit tighter. So I just wonder if you have got a couple of kicks layered over the top of each other, and maybe the attacks are kind of like fighting with each other a little bit. Yeah, that's the only thing that is sticking out to me as being something to go in and look at. Yeah, it could just be the hat being close to the kick. It could be but it is happening. It's either, I think it sounds like it's a click layer, or like this is something that just happens when we're layering kicks. Something that you might want to try, which could sort this issue out or could make it worse, is just simply inverting the phase. Now that's like a saying. It isn't technically inverting the phase apparently, but it's inverting the waveform so that it starts, instead of starting up, it's going to start from the down position. And sometimes doing that on our layers, yeah, it can, the polarity, yes, Day, it can just make stuff seemingly magically just then slot in. I always like to check it just to see if it makes any difference, and then just kind of like listen in and A/B it. So maybe just try that, or just even simpler than that, just if you have got some kick layers on there, just mess around with the ADSR, and just with the attack mainly is what I'm thinking there. But yeah, it just feels like it needs to be brought in a little bit more. But that's the only thing. The rest of it, I love all the ideas in there. It was really unique. And that's what I like to hear, is something a bit different. So please keep doing whatever it is that you're doing here. I really enjoyed it. I really like listening to it. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for sending it in. And also, guys, please get to know Day Hill 1984 in the chat. He is an absolute genius when it comes to FL Studio and knowing like really geeky stuff. So yeah, please make sure you say hello to him and follow him on Facebook and stuff as well. I'll leave his link in the chat. Have I left your one in there as well? I just want to put yours in, Christian, as well. So guys, make sure you go and follow. Is it HDLM is your artist name? Not ID. That's the name of the track, isn't it? He does know a lot. Yeah, Day does know a lot. Yeah. Okay, Christian, got it. So yeah, guys, make sure you go and follow. And yeah, honestly, the stuff that Day doesn't know about FL Studio, there's no point knowing it. I'm going to just go and find you on Facebook now. Go and follow Day Hill. There you go. Next up, I need another wee. Next up, we've got Twiddle, and this is Control. Okay, there we go. Twiddle control. It feels to me like a very like slowed down hard house tune in a really, really good way. I really, really like this tune, and the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I've I've signed 3 of Twiddle's tunes, and I've just signed another one of his. And I don't know if are you still here, Twiddle? I would definitely like to sign this one as well, because I just really like it, and I feel like I want to do a remix of it as well. I just really like that vocal, and I like how you've used it with the bass progression, and then I like the what is that called? Hoovery stab sound. Yeah. But the fact that it's really slow, or slower than we would normally have like hard house, just gives it all room to breathe. The worksels. It's not called horrible noise. I am sounding like a farmer, yeah. As I get older, I sound more and more like a farmer every single day. I've seen the Wurzels live, actually. I went to see I know a lot of their songs. I know all the words to Combine Harvester. I know all the words to I Am a Cider Drinker. So, yeah. Stop it, Aftershock. Have a little listen. Yeah, I really like it. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat. But I really liked having a little listen to that. So I don't think he's in. I think he's gone off somewhere. But he was in here earlier. But yeah, Twiddle, I will message you about this one, because it's just something really unique about it. And it's heavy on the kick and the bass, and then we've got that juxtaposition with the beautiful vocal, and then you've got that angry FM synth hoovery sound, and like it's just such a great tried and tested aspect of making a great, well balanced song. So yeah, I really like it. Next, we have got Max Pane and Riggsy, Get on the Floor. This is the Kueball and Random But Raw remix. go. Kueball and Random But Raw remix of Max Pane and Riggsy, Get on the Floor. Just want to say a massive thank you to DJ Samuel. Thank you for 2 months, mate. I really, really appreciate you resubscribing. Thank you. This track is top tier hard house. You know, this style of hard house. It's so clean and so punchy, and the ideas are all great. And there was a little bit where it was like going boom diggity doo. Now I believe that Rob has actually done those himself, because he's done that on a few tracks now, where he's done like little just to get like a rhythm, and then he's put that and laid it in the track on a few tunes. So it's a good example of like not being embarrassed by your own voice, and like if you can't find something that's going to fit that space, make your own. But yeah, I love that. I love the ideas in it. Like I said, very clean sounding, very heavy on the kick and the bass. It's just hard house producer goals right there. I loved it. Thank you very, very much to Kueball and Random But Raw for that amazing track. I will be playing that myself a lot. Next, we have got Mark Shelvin. Capo, Mark Shelvin. So Mark said it's still in its ideas stage, but it has already been signed, and I can see why. I love the ideas in it. It was a journey, and it wasn't a predictable one. It's very hyper-reality sounding to me, that record label, which is a really good thing. I just if you feel like there's more that needs to be done to this, it's probably just going to be more arrangement and like with in terms of arrangement, working out where you're going to be bringing stuff in and taking stuff out. But even that, like, it sounded like it was pretty much there anyway. So my advice would be just give it another mix down and see how you feel about it then. But I don't think it's missing anything. I think this is a case of you've got to the point now where this is the bit where you just need to take a little bit of a break from it. It's probably why you've sent it in here as well, so we can have a listen to it. Like, nothing sticking out to me is like being odd about it or needs fixing or anything. But wow, like the ideas were really, really nice. The sounds were really, really lush. I really liked the sounds in there. Very thick and full sounding, but nothing seemed clouded. So you've used everything in a really good way. Yeah, I really liked it. Really solid track. And I know the other guys liked it. Yeah, if C. James likes it, you know you're onto a winner because he loves his hard trance. Yeah, you were reminding me of Mark Ross and Mark Ross's stuff, which again is a really good thing because his stuff is also like top tier. But yeah, it's amazing. It just amazes me like how talented you guys are. Really nice track. It's not easy to make this style of music because of all of the stuff that's going on in it, and the chord progressions and the bass progression, and making sure everything can be heard and has its own space. It is really difficult. So yeah, Aftershock says I liked it. Everything worked really well. The only thing I would probably say is some sound separation so that the key stands out individually. Yeah. In other words, kind of like what I said with the mix down, perhaps just giving it another mix down on very fresh ears. Have a little listen in the morning. Give it a little mix down in the afternoon. Yeah, just give it a few days at least. Because we need to come away from it, our projects, and not listen, because sometimes we'll just be listening to the last thing that we were messing around with, like the acid line or the rides or whatever, and we can't help it. Our mind is at that moment trained to listen in for that bit, so we don't have as much perspective. So yeah, I really liked it, and I know that you're going to do a really good job with it, and please send it to me when you finished it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Next, we've got Illintent and Shake It. Wow, we were. I really like that. Give me honey. Really cool vocal and a very nice track underneath it. And there's quite a lot of detail that was put in. Even like the small things like "Make me honey." On a few of them, it was gated. Like something as simple as that, like really can make a lot of difference, especially if something's repeating over and over again a few times. Keep it in there, but just add something like a gate to it. It pricks the ears up because you're expecting it, but then you're not expecting it to sound quite like that. Yeah. Really fun track. I don't typically like brass instruments like saxophone, even though saxophone is a reed instrument, like technically. I don't really like brass and like those kind of sounds in tracks, but I really like them in this. And I think it was Aftershock that said like it goes with the name of the track, Horny. Is it called Horny? Oh, it's called Shake It, but it talks about being horny. And then it's got horns in it. So it's kind of cryptic as well. It's deep. It's deep bounce. There we go. We've got a new genre now. It was fun, wasn't it, Tosspot? You're fun. Yeah, really liked it. Really liked it. So there we go. Make sure you go and follow Illintent, please. On SoundCloud. Thank you very much. Next up, we've got Wes Meister, and this is Reasons.
Is there something on your mind? Could I stay a little while? Can we just talk it over? 'Cause you really shouldn't feel like this could not be real. It's everything that I've wished for with you. I feel like I'm racing with time forever. So many reasons why we're here. So many doubts have disappeared. Nothing comes close enough to define. We don't need a reason why. So many reasons why we're here. So many doubts have disappeared. Nothing comes close enough to define. We don't need a reason why.
go, Wezmeister and Reasons. Really, really nice vocal. Really, really nice ideas in this track and very well produced. I guess what I'm going to say now is doesn't really matter because the track's coming out on Acceleration Digital very soon. But it did sound a little bit like the vocal was a few dB too high, loud for the rest of the track. Ideally, the kick wants to be the loudest element, and it felt like the leads and the vocal were quite significantly louder than the rest of the track behind it. But it's done now, and it's not like, you know, it's going to be coming out, and like as you can see, people were enjoying the track, so it didn't really matter too much, you know, what I'm saying there. But it just felt like the kick definitely needed to kind of come out a little bit more. But it doesn't really, like I said, it doesn't matter because it is coming out, and it's a really cool track. And I loved the piano in the breakdown. I don't know where the original's from, but yeah, it's a very, very strong track. If you can get it changed a little bit and just have that the kick and the bass, you know, just bringing that up, or probably better would be to bring the leads down a little bit and the vocal, just so it's all balanced. But if it's not possible, do not worry about it. Just like take that on board for the next track, and make another banger. But I loved it. Recon Demand was the original. Oh, cool. Piano original is from Effervescence. Oh, I didn't know that. I just thought it worked really, really well together. And yeah, it's such a nice vocal as well. So yeah, guys, please go and follow Wezmeister. Please send me more So nice to listen to. It just makes me want to go and make speed garage now, or at least do a 10-hour set of it. Yeah, I loved it. I love this era of music though. Like this was like, I grew up on this kind of stuff. So yeah, it feels exactly like it was from 20 years ago. Exactly, track 4. Yeah. Loved it. Loved the soulful vocal and the little rappy bit. Really, really nicely made. Really, really nice. Thank you for sending that in, Bradderz and 25KV. Yay! Next, we've got People Like Us, and this is Kinetic 2024. There we go. People Like Us, Kinetic 2024 remix. So I remembered the original of that, and I love what what People Like Us has done with this. And he has this very like specific style which is very kind of like loose production and like just good ideas and fun ideas. Very, very creative. In this track specifically, I quite like the way that the rides just came in whenever they wanted. They didn't like come in on the first beat of the bar of the next set of 16 bars or the next phrase. Like, and I'm going to take that into my own productions now. The rides were just coming in naturally, kind of like how they would if you had like a drum machine kind of thing. But yeah, I liked that aspect of it. Yeah, I like this track. This is just something that I could have on in the background, like driving, as are quite a lot of his tunes. They are just nice rollers. They're just nice groovy tunes to have on. Yeah, beach tunes. Yes, yeah, beach tunes. Copacabana tunes. I didn't know what a cabana was. I never even thought what it would be from the song. I just like accepted it, you know, as being a thing. But there you go. But yeah, thank you everybody. I need to find someone to raid. We've done so well today. Didn't we do well? We've kept it together. We're gonna go and see Made for It Farm. And it's my day off tomorrow, so I'm going to be making sweet music. I'm going to go to bed now. I'm so tired. So tired. Chickenums. We had a little listen. We did. We had a little listen. That should be the new strapline to this whole thing. The demo drop. Have a little listen. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Thursday, possibly, if not Friday. Love you. Mwah. See you soon. Bye. No, you hang up. No, you.